I'm going out.
Uh-huh.
Hey, Hartridge, what's the good word? Hartridge? Ah! Oh, God, not again.
Dr. Hartridge's desk is remarkable.
These notes look interesting.
Before leaving the university, Gabriel notifies campus security about Hartridge's body.
Hey, hey, hey. Knight, come on in.
If
Take a look at these notes. They're from Professor Hartridge at Tulane University.
Yeah? And what about him?
They confirm that the pattern from the murders is of African origin.
This is interesting, if true. But how do you know he had the right pattern?
Can I ask you about some stuff?
You're the writer. Ask away.
Have you ever heard of Damballa?
You mean Gumbo?
No, I mean Damballa.
Never heard of him.
Do you know anything about Rada drums?
No.
They're these African drums, and they're being used all over the French Quarter to send messages for the Voodoo Cartel.
Yeah, right. When them drums announce a blue light special at OK Mart, let me know.
Does the name Ogun Badakri mean anything to you?
Say what?
Ogun Badakri. It's a voodoo loa.
Speak English or shut up, Knight.
Sorry, I didn't mean to confuse you. Guess I'll take that as a no. Crash is dead.
What? What are you talking about? I let him go yesterday.
Yeah, and I watched him die yesterday at St. Louis Cathedral.
At the cathedral? Guess he was trying to get a last-minute A-train ticket, eh? Poor bastard.
I think you should go find the body at the morgue. He was killed by the voodoo cult. Crash said.
Crash said. Did he mention pink elephants, too?
Aren't you going to investigate?
Civilians. Did you actually see someone kill him?
No. Actually, I was with him when he died. Could have been poison, though.
Yeah, well, when they get the body in, they'll do a quick autopsy. Standard procedure. If it's anything other than an overdose, I'll get a report. But it won't happen. I know these guys. Lock them up overnight and they tend to overdo it the next day.
Your professionalism is astonishing. There's been another murder. A professor at Tulane.
Oh, Christ, you're not gonna start this again.
Just listen. This guy's name is Hartridge. He was a professor in African Studies at Tulane. Yesterday, I went to see him about the Voodoo Murders case. He agreed to do some research for me. He calls me up this morning, tells me he's onto something big. And when I get over there, the guy's dead.
You know, you're really getting your ass in a sling over this thing, Knight.
It's not about me. Look, Hartridge's death looked just like Crash's. I'm telling you, they were both murdered. And by the same people who did the Voodoo murders.
Did either Crash or this new guy have their hearts ripped out?
No.
Then there's nothing to link either to the Voodoo murders, M.O. Besides that, the case is closed, Knight. If the coroner's report asks for a homicide investigation on either of these guys, fine. But it's not going to be related to the Voodoo murders case unless we find damn good reason to do so.
But I'm the link to the Voodoo murders case, don't you see?
Look, if I were you, I wouldn't repeat that to anyone. If I weren't an old friend of yours, I might take you seriously and lock you up. As it is, maybe you should start keeping your mouth shut. Not involve other people with this shit if you think it's so dangerous.
Well, I'll be seeing you.
Have a good one.
Why is it so dark in here? Dr. John? Hello? Uh-oh. You bastard!
Good day, Mr. Knight.
That thing just tried to kill me.
He did? I am sorry. The museum is closed today, you see, and we were not expecting visitors. But if you will excuse me, Mr. Knight, I must go look for him. He is incredibly valuable.
You don't need to ask twice. I'm out of here. By the way, you might want to lock your door next time you're closed.
Not a bad idea. Goodbye, Mr. Knight.
What happened to you?
Who, me? Nothing. Why?
Well, you're kind of a pale green color. Come here.
Pale green, you say? Charming.
What's that on your face?
I'm sure you'll tell me.
Looks like a sparkly or something. Got it.
I love it when you pick stuff off my face, Grace.
Well, excuse me.
There's something in the ashtray. There's a snake scale in the ashtray.
Looks like the python left me a souvenir. Very interesting.
Gabriel magnifies the snake scale from the Voodoo Museum's python. The iridescent scale is brilliantly hued with greens and purples. The Gabriel magnifies the scale from the lake. It's hued with purples and greens. It matches the scale from the Voodoo Museum. He places the two scales together.
I'm going out.
Uh-huh.
Hey, Mostly.
Knight, I had a feeling you'd show up.
I have these two snake scales. One's from the crime scene at Lake Pontchartrain. The other's from a snake in the Voodoo Museum on Ursulines and Charters.
Is this common? Do they all look alike?
Not at all. They're both constrictor scales, and the coloring is the same. A python's coloring is quite individualistic.
A python?
That's right. Hardly an indigenous snake to Louisiana. Somehow, some way, the Voodoo Museum's python was at the scene of the Lake Pontchartrain murder.
Well, I'd call that a lead, all right. Certainly suggests certain lines of inquiry at the museum. Not bad work, Knight. Whether or not the museum's involved with a legitimate voodoo cult, though, is another matter. These guys may just be faking it, too.
You know those marks you found around the murder victims? This is a reconstruction of the whole pattern.
What makes you think this is an accurate reconstruction?
Well, I borrowed the partial patterns from your police file and did my own tracing of the pattern at Lake Pontchartrain. An architectural artist reconstructed it for me from the partials.
Really? So that's what Hartridge used, huh? I guess his analysis is on target, then. Okay, the murders were committed by a legitimate voodoo cult. You proved your point.
I have this snake bracelet. It's a replica of one used in secret voodoo ceremonies a few decades ago.
Really? And what makes you think so?
I got it from an old Creole lady whose grandmother was an acolyte of Marie Laveau.
Gabriel. We get these little old ladies in here all the time. That bracelet is probably not genuine, and it wouldn't prove anything if it were.
Can I ask you about some stuff?
You're the...
How can I convince you to reopen the case?
You still need to prove that they're a threat.
Gabriel has already proven to most. If Gabriel...
I took this tracing from a tattoo on Crash's chest. It's related to the underworld voodoo cult.
Yeah? What makes you think that?
It's what Crash said just before he died.
Well, he was probably hallucinating from the drugs he OD'd on. Probably got that in the Navy or something.
No, I'm sure it's related. It's a snake seed. And
Even if it were a signal of some sort, that doesn't prove that the murders were done by a legit voodoo cult.
Showing that to Mosley again wouldn't do.
this is not a man. Can I ask you,
You're...
how can I convince you to reopen the case?
You still need to prove that there are...
Gabriel gazes at the translation of the code that...
These symbols are from Marie Laveau's tomb in St. Louis Cemetery. They're part of a secret voodoo code, which I had translated by a voodoo yen.
Do they say anything about the murders?
Well, not exactly.
I'm sure that's a legit code of some sort, Knight, but unless it gives me the names and addresses of the killers, I don't think it'll be much help at this point.
I have this.
That doesn't prove anything.
Showing that to